Alright, so today marks 1 week from my surgery. So, what kind of surgery am I having? Is it related to my weight loss? So, I understand that my weight loss has been pretty accelerated lately. However, my surgery that's coming up is unrelated to my weight loss. It's just coincidental that I've been pointing out my weight loss a little bit more because as I get closer to my surgery, it has become more obvious to me how evident my weight loss has been. I'm walking to work as I'm answering questions. My surgery is actually going to fix a jaw problem that I've known about since I was a sophomore in high school. So for 20, almost 30 years, I've known that my jaw has needed to be fixed. And for over 20 years, I've known I've needed surgery on my jaw. So that is what I'm having done next week. So the surgery is called an orthognathic maxillary surgery. Originally, I thought they were going to have to do both a maxillary and a mandibular surgery. Maxillary means upper jaw, mandibular means lower jaw. So they thought they were going to have to do both surgeries. However, after many examinations, the surgeon, the new surgeon that I got down here in Charlotte, determined that only my upper jaw needs to be moved, not my lower jaw. So they're going to basically cut into my sinus cavity and slide my upper jaw forward enough to fix my underbite, and it's also going to open up my nasal cavity a little bit to help with some breathing problems. Sounds invasive, sounds painful, but in the long run it's going to be very helpful to a number of problems that I have, including some TMJ issues, as well as some other breathing problems that I've had for quite some time, and also hopefully to help with some of the migraine issues that I've been having since my freshman year in high school. So that's what I'm having. The recovery time is scheduled for 6 weeks, but they are expecting it to not last that long. Now, had I had this surgery 20 years ago, when I was first told I needed it, my jaw would have been wired shut. But because insurance and things like that did not expeditiously come through with what I would have to pay out of pocket back then, and all the delays that caused me not to get it back then, technology has changed. They no longer wire your jaw shut. So where I would have been pretty much mute the entire recovery period. And at that time, it was like, there was still like 6 to 12 week recovery period because you were so wired shut. The recovery period is shorter now. It's about 6 weeks, but they don't wire you shut. I will be in rubber bands, and they are actually encouraging me to talk. Where I currently live alone by choice, they are actually requiring me to go stay with my family for at least the first week to encourage me to talk more during that first week. And they actually told my mom, who's going to be my primary caregiver for that first week, to not allow me to write anything down. If I want something, I have to talk. And even though they gave me a notepad, they told her, do not allow me to write anything down, and do not allow me to text her for anything. If I want something, I have to talk. So that's going to be recovery period. And where 20 years ago, it would have been straight broth. And if they did the lower jaw, it would have been straight broth. I'll actually be on soft food. So mashed potatoes, applesauce, those kind of things in the first week. So I'll talk more about that as we get into surgery next week. Now, will this surgery affect my weight loss? Absolutely. It's expected that I'm going to lose roughly another 10 to 20 pounds. as a result of this surgery, because my diet, because one, I'm gonna lose a lot of strength in surgery, as most surgery patients of any kind do, but also because my diet is going to be a bit more restrictive. I won't be eating protein much. I won't be eating like meat proteins right away, and as I begin to eat meat proteins, it's still going to be more soft meats. I won't be on like fish, salmon, that type of stuff until probably 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks after surgery. And I won't be back on like ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken until maybe week 5. And who knows when I'll be back on like steak and whole chicken. That might not be until like week 10. So it's gonna be a while before I'm back on a regular diet. So the initial weight loss is expected to be another 10 to 20 pounds by the time I go back to work. So my goal of being at 200 and my goal of being down to 180 by the end of the year is very realistic because of the surgery. As I stated in a previous video today, I woke up this morning at 219, and by the time I go back to work, I'm expected to easily be down to 200, if not under, and then by the end of the year, be at 180. So there you go.